Hi, I'm Richard Kajewski, MAPE's Legislative Affairs and Communications Director here at the Capitol with our weekly update. At the conclusion of the second week of the legislative session, we have some good news to report back to our members. Legislative leadership for both bodies have appointed their members on the Subcommittee for Employee Relations. The subcommittee will take up our contract during the interim, and the contract being the 2013 to the 2015 contract. The legislature and the bills that are before them will be looking to approve our 2011 to 2013 collective bargaining agreements. On the Senate side, we will see Senators Eaton, Saxhaug, Metzen, Benson, and Chamberlain on the makeup of that committee, and in the House we'll have Representatives Lilly, Winkler, Pepin, Drazkowski, and Hillstrom. The biggest piece of legislation moving through this session is the health exchange bill. The health exchange bill has many stops to go before it meets its March 1st deadline. The health exchange bill has some concerns for both MAPE and AFSCME. As we looked at it, it exempted the exchange from following Minnesota Statute 16C, which protects state government jobs from being outsourced. On Wednesday evening, the portion of the bill that exempted the exchange from following Minnesota Statute 16C was removed from the bill through an amendment, and I am currently working with AFSCME's lobbyists to get it removed from the House bill as well. Today, the governor is releasing his biennial budget, and we are curious to take a look at that to see how many positions inside state agencies are actually going to be impacted by the budget that he releases. We will be going through that budget with a fine-tooth comb and taking a look at the positions that will affect our members, and we will be putting that out back to our members so that they understand and asking them to take action as well if needed. We're here at the Capitol with Deputy Majority Leader Jeff Hayden. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Senator Hayden, we are having our MAPE Day on the Hill on March 14th, and we're trying to encourage members to come down, talk to their state representatives and their state senators. What does it mean to you as an elected official to have your constituents down here at the Capitol?
Well, you know, it is fantastic, and I encourage all MAPE members to come down to the Capitol. As you know, they say this is the people's house. I think it's the people's legislature, and it is very important for citizens to come down, kind of let us know that you're here, let us know the things that you want, and not only have the great time that you'll have in the rotunda and all the great speeches that you'll hear, but also go and visit your legislator and let them know how important it is and all the great work that MAPE members do around the state. I know I'm looking forward for you to come.
Senator Hayden, one more question for you. Talk to us about the importance of face-to-face contact versus, I'm sure you get a lot of emails and some letters that come in from constituents and maybe some people who aren't constituents. Talk to me about the importance of actually meeting with the member face-to-face and hearing their issues and how important that is to you.
Well, of course, I know how important it is and all the great work that people do, but I don't know if all of my friends in the legislature do. And to put a human face behind all the great work, for instance, the work that people do in all of the different departments, that is really important for us to know. I think sometimes people think about these budgets as just kind of numbers and lines and all of those kind of things, but it is really important for people to come down, figure out who their legislator is, look them in the eye, let them know the great work that they do all around the state so that they can appreciate what they do.
Senator Hayden, one last question. I think I said that before, but what would you say to somebody who has a little anxiety, has never met with an elected official, and they're going to do this for the first time? What would you tell them that they can expect?
Well, the first thing I would say is you are our boss. You are the ones that help us get elected. You're the ones that vote for us. You're the ones that make this state happen. So instead of looking at this as I'm your boss or I'm the person that sits before you or in front of you, what you need to look at is that you're the person that makes sure that we're here. When we're your representative, we're the ones that are voice of the people. And so I think that if you approach it that way, then you can be really comfortable. Plus, I have to say, for the most part, they're very nice people who serve in the legislature, and they'll be glad to see you.
Senator Hayden, thanks for joining us this week with our weekly update from the Capitol.
I appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Right.
This week at the legislature, we will also be working with some authors and trying to introduce a new bill allowing our state employees additional protection when it comes to whistleblowing for things that pertain to their specific state agency and their ability to talk to their representative or state senator about those issues. As we told you last week, each week we are going to take a question from a member either from our Facebook site or our email at action@mape.org. This week's question comes from Cassie Church. The question is, when can we expect to see our contract passed in the legislature, and what can we do as MAPE members to help get it passed? Many factors go into the consideration as to when a bill will pass. First of all, the number of committee hearings that any particular committee has in a given week, the number of committee stops a bill has to make along the way, and also the number of overview hearings that any particular committee has to have from state agencies, boards, or any other governing bodies that they have governance over. They will come in and do overviews which delay the hearing of initial bills that are introduced in the legislature. So right now, given my experience, I would anticipate that the contract will be passed sometime around mid-March. We will keep you posted as to the progress that these bills make through each respective body. How can you help get that contract passed? There will be an article, there is currently an article up on the Team MAPE website. We encourage you to go to it. It talks about the introduction of the contract bills. There's a link in there that will take you directly to an action site and allow you to email your legislators, encouraging them to move this bill through committee as fast as possible, get it to the Senate and House floor, get it passed and to the governor's desk. Those are the headlines for this week. We'll be back in a week with more coverage from the Capitol. In the meantime, be sure to check our website, our weekly e-newsletter, MAPE's Facebook page, and Twitter feed for the latest news on the 2013 legislative session. If any of you have a question about the legislative session, please email us at action@mape.org or send us a question on MAPE's Facebook page. Every week, we'll answer a question from one of our members. One last thing, don't forget to go to Team MAPE and sign up for MAPE's Day on the Hill, which is March 14th. See you next week for MAPE's Legislative Update.